I'm Brittany. And I'm Brittany Tester. I'm here at the Prime Meridian.
The Royal Observatory in Greenwich is home to the Greenwich Mean Time, the GMT, and the prime meridian of the world. The prime meridian longitude is 0, and every place on Earth is measured in terms of its distance east or west from this line. The line itself divides the eastern and western hemispheres of the Earth, just as the equator divides the northern and southern hemispheres.
In 1884, the prime meridian was defined by the position of the Large Transic Circle telescope in the Meridian Observatory. The Transic Circle was built by Sir George Biddell Airy, the 7th Astronomer Royal, in 1850. The crosshairs in the eyepiece of the Transic Circle precisely defined longitude at 0 for the world. As the Earth's crust is moving very slightly all the time, the exact position of the prime meridian is moving very slightly too. But the original reference for the prime meridian of the world remains the Airy Transic Circle in the Royal Observatory.
The prime meridian was part of the creation of Standard Time. Since the late 19th century, the prime meridian at Greenwich has served as the reference line for the Greenwich Mean Time. Before this, almost every town in the world kept its own local time. There was no national or international conventions which set how time should be measured or when the day would begin and end and what length the hour might be.
The Greenwich Meridian was chosen as the prime meridian of the world in 1884. 41 delegates from 25 nations met in Washington, D.C. for the International Meridian Conference. By the end of the conference, Greenwich had won the prize of longitude 0 by a vote of 22-1, with the only opposition being San Domingo. There were two main reasons for the choice. The first was the fact that the United States had already chosen Greenwich as the basis for its own national time zone system. The second was that in the late 19th century, 72% of the world's commerce depended on sea charts which used Greenwich as the prime meridian. The decision essentially was based on the argument that naming Greenwich as longitude 0 degrees would be advantageous to the largest number of people. Therefore, the prime meridian at Greenwich became the center of world time. This means it was also the official starting point for the new millennium, which is one of the coolest events to happen in anybody's lifetime.
As the United Kingdom grew into an advanced meridian nation, British mariners kept at least one chronometer on GMT in order to calculate their longitude for the Greenwich meridian, which was by convention considered to have longitude 0 degrees. This convention was internationally adopted in the International Marine Conference of 1884. The clocks that John Harrison built would have been set at Greenwich Mean Time in order to determine the longitude of the ships.
But the time is winding down. I say the preacher keeps preaching, but the time is winding down. Time is winding down. Time is winding down. And the world keeps spinning, but the time is winding down. Well, now the sinner keeps sinning, but the time is winding down. I say the sinner keeps sinning, and the time is winding down. Oh.